Plugged On, that's us. And we're here to talk about our favorite shows of 2016. Let's just say this. We didn't go to a ton of shows this year. Probably less than we usually do.
Actually, well, maybe for you. I this is like the more than I went to last year.
Really?
I only went to a couple last year. I only went to like 3 or 4 last year. Yeah. This year, I went to 6, which is that's a big number. That's a big increase, but still, it's more. So
yeah, and you know, we stay within our realms too.
I look at shows like I do video games. I'm less likely to spend money on a video game I'm not gonna like, and I am less likely to spend money just to go to a tour with bands that I don't already know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So these are touring acts. You know, you might went to some local show that was the best show of your life, and that could be awesome.
Perfectly fine.
But these are tours that were put together that we very much enjoyed this year. Keith only has 4. I'm doing 8. Top 8. 2016. My 8 favorite, you could say. Number 8, I saw both of Megadeth's tours this year. But I only wanted to put one of them on here, and that's Megadeth, Amon Amarth, Suicidal Tendencies, Metal Church.
Suicidal.
Butcher Babies, I think. We missed them.
Yeah, wait. Oh, I might have been to 7 shows. Oh, wait a minute. Might be top 5. Wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Okay, got it.
This was a great show. Megadeth was fantastic. Amon Amarth was great. Although, you know, both these bands are better in smaller venues, especially Amon Amarth.
Oh yeah.
But they were still really good. It was cool to hear some of their newer songs live for the first time off their new album, which I forgot about. No. I don't think it would have made my list, but shout out to Amon Amarth. I don't know. There's too many good fucking albums this year. Damn it. I'm not a Suicidal Tendencies fan. They can kind of be hard to get through, in my opinion. But whatever. They could be entertaining at the same time. Metal Church was fine. It was good. I think the venue is just the place that kind of hurt the most.
It was weird.
I would have much rather seen it in a smaller venue. Like, they were headline. It was like an arena, basically.
Basically, yeah.
But, you know, they don't draw that much.
Like, at least in the seated sections, like, there was a lot of open seats.
Yeah, definitely. It was pitch black.
You couldn't.
It was weird.
You could take a nap if you wanted to.
Yeah. Number 7, I have Summer Slaughter 2016. This show was great. Summer Slaughter is always fun. You got Cannibal Corpse headlining, doing their thing. Nile, which was the band I wanted to see most. Nile was awesome. Let's see, After the Burial was great, seeing them for the first time since, you know, what happened to them. Let's see here, Christian was good. I'm trying to think, who else? Carnifex. There was a lot of good bands, and Summer Slaughter is a good tour every year. You know, this is probably one of the better Summer Slaughter lineups for sure. It's just a tiring day for sure. I mean, it's just, you're there listening to death metal for like 10 hours. It's like, whoa. It's a lot, but it's good. I enjoyed it. Number 6, the show we just went to, Epica. This show was a lot of fun. Epica was phenomenal. They played for like 2 hours, and they played just about everything you wanted to hear. Played a lot of stuff off their new album, which was great to hear. This was definitely, you know, out of the 2 times that we've seen Epica, their best for sure. The whole band was there. I just felt like their production was better. They were great. Flesh God Apocalypse was Flesh God Apocalypse. Arcona was really fun to watch, and the Agonist was not fun to watch. So, overall, solid. Mostly there for Epica, but Epica alone, I think, is really worth it. Number 5, this one's kind of weird because it's a 2-day thing, but Rock Allegiance 2016. That's what I had. It's not really a tour; it's a festival, but it was phenomenal. There was a shitload of bands. They all kicked ass. Most of them. It was cool to be at a weekend long thing like that. Because I've never been to something like that. I've only been to like Mayhem Festival. That's an all day thing, or Warped Tour or something like that. But nothing that's like 2 days. It was really hot.
Did you stay somewhere while you're out there? Or
Yeah, we just crashed at a hotel.
Okay.
But it was good. I thoroughly fucking enjoyed it. Let's see, Alice in Chains, Avenged Sevenfold. Those were the 2 headliners. They were great. Slayer was not great.
Not surprising.
Breaking Benjamin headlining, in front of 15,000 people was weird.
Yeah, they're getting up there.
Yeah, I mean they're good, but you just don't think of them like that.
Nah.
Let's see who else. Chevelle was good, but not. To me, they're not an arena band at all. They're more of a smaller club-like band. Let's see, Death Angel, Anthrax, they were all great. The Word Alive was just phenomenal. I loved them. Just trying to think who else. Dinosaur Pile Up. Kurt Cobain Worship over here. 1111. Did you ever hear that song?
No. I'm fine.
Yeah, I was fine too. They were whatever. Ghost. It was good. I enjoyed it.
You say I have 5 because I remember the show, so I'm going to throw that in there. So my number 5, I have. So we just talked about. I have Epica.
Really?
I thought number 5. Yeah.
I would think you would have that higher.
I feel like some of the other shows that. When I get there, I'll explain reasons why I like some of the other shows a little bit better. But and a lot of it was because the 2 shows that didn't make my list was when we saw Primal Fear and Trivium. They didn't make my list, but that was because I had to be reminded that we went to those shows, which is a pretty good enough reason to say, oh yeah, right. Mm-hmm. And also, those were the only bands that I went to, that I went and that I really thoroughly enjoyed at those shows. Whereas Epica was kind of almost the same thing, except Arcona surprised me, and so that kind of made this show a little bit better. So because Arcona was really interesting and cool to watch, and basically everything Tyler said, Epica sounded better. I feel like even the crowd was a little bit better this time around, and it just was a cooler atmosphere. So it's just that for reasons I'll get to, like all the other shows that I've been to that'll be on my list, I thought were a little bit better up there.
Yeah. Number 4, I have Ailstorm. So when it comes down to the most fun show of 2016, this absolutely steals it, in my opinion. I just thought this show was fucking fun. All the bands there, Necrogoblikon, Ether Realm, they're in Ailstorm. They're all fucking stupid. When you really think about what they sing about and all that stuff, but they
own it.
Yeah, they own it, and they're fun, and they have good songwriting for the most part. All these bands were just great. I mean, Aether Realm was kind of a surprise. I never knew them before, but they were really, you had a smile on your face the whole time, especially with Ailstorm. Ailstorm just kind of played everything you would want to hear from them. And, the crowd was really into them, and, there was a lot of drunk people, a lot of dudes and chicks dressed up as fucking pirates. Necrogoblikon was hilarious. It was funny how they just kind of stopped, I guess, because they realized, we were running over on time or something. They're just like, see you. Or maybe that's just what they do. I don't know. I mean,
that'd be awesome if that's what they do.
It would totally fit them.
Also, I mean, probably the whole thing where, I think it, what was it, the keyboards? They was not working, and so they had to vamp for a while, which was pretty good. And it's just and you look at the singer, and it's like, yeah, the fuck, man.
Yeah. I mean, it was great. I mean, it was a very memorable time, in my opinion. So.
My number 4, I have seeing Megadeth and Amon Amarth and whatnot at the BB&T Center now. Is that what it is?
Yeah, BB&T Pavilion.
Pavilion, that's what it is. A lot of the same reasons Tyler mentioned. I think part of the reason maybe that is the only reason maybe that I think of that I kind of had this like above like Epica, which is that I don't have the frame of reference for like Megadeth of seeing them in a small venue. I've seen Megadeth twice, and both times I've seen them at that place. Yeah. So that's kind of the only reference that I have, and also this is the first time that I've actually seen Megadeth play a normal set because we saw them when they did Rust in Peace live. So like, I get to hear all the songs like Wake Up Dead and songs that I don't remember. God, that was five or 6 years ago when that show happened. So I'm trying to vaguely remember 6 years. I'm trying to vaguely remember what songs they played. But it's like they just played a bunch of different stuff. And they played a lot of stuff from the new album, and I really like their new album. So that was a plus. Amon Amarth again, kind of same kind of thing. I would agree. Amon Amarth definitely is better in a smaller venue, but I think it was worth it to see them play a lot of their new songs from their album, which like some of their songs are kind of like better live, especially from their new album, which isn't their best. It's a good album. I like it. Suicidal Tendencies is interesting to say the least. I'll give them the fact that they're entertaining to watch, especially the singer. Just pointing to do all that. They're very much entertaining to watch, and good God, the crowd was hyped as shit for them. Good God, I'm like, you guys aren't even the headliners. What the heck's happening? Metal Church is pretty cool. I mean, we kind of got there when they showed up, but like, yeah, I just really liked this show. It was the setting was weird. It probably would have been better at like the Electric Factory maybe, but like it was really cool. I enjoyed it.
That's what's weird about where they played, because that first tour of the year with like Children of Bodom and Havoc, Suicidal Tendencies, that was unfortunately sold out.
I think
that one. So I saw that at the Sands Event Center in Bethlehem, which is, I mean, it's like the Electric Factory, maybe just like a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a smaller venue, but still pretty big. So it was. I think Megadeth was better there. They played the same exact set both times, but because they were a little bit smaller. But I think this tour as a whole was a little bit better of a package. But that tour there, that first tour earlier in the year, came to the Electric Factory. But then, so they're like playing the same place on both tours, playing the same set. It's just weird that they kind of crossed over in our area
twice.
Yeah. Number 3, I have seen Black Sabbath on their final tour. I mean, what Black Sabbath needs no, introduction. We wouldn't be listening to pretty much everything we listen to without this band. And it was awesome to see them on their final tour. I mean, there was a few songs that I wish they would have snuck in there to hear for the final time, but they were really entertaining. They were fun, and to see like metal legends go out like that, it's pretty damn cool. I think I overall enjoyed them the first time we saw them a little bit more.
Yeah.
But this was still awesome to see. I mean, if you're just a metal fan, hopefully you did not miss this tour, because it's the last time you're ever going to see Sabbath. So that's what I have at number 3.
Probably slightly surprising, I also have Black Sabbath at number 3. Again, because it feels like just I could be repeating a lot, but it was the atmosphere. It's just the fact that this is the final time that you're going to see Sabbath, and I liked the general atmosphere when we saw them the first time better, but I feel like this time was cool because it's like now we're literally just gonna play like our back catalog with a couple songs thrown in there that are just like Snowblind, which is like one that I wouldn't, or Hand of Doom, and it's just like those are like songs I wouldn't I wouldn't go to a Sabbath concert going, I want to hear these 2 songs. But it was cool, and I kind of like that this is like, here we're gonna just play songs that we don't play all the time. Like, now, yes, they didn't they missed songs like Sweet Leaf, and I don't think they didn't play Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. But like those are like the only songs that I was like, besides obviously the Dio era, which I can understand why they wouldn't play those. But it's like, especially because that's technically a different band now. But like they played just about everything I'd want to hear, and it was just really cool. And it's just something special that it's like I don't, that you're never gonna experience again. I mean, well, with this band, you're gonna experience it a lot because that's gonna be happening a lot here soon, probably with a lot of bands, going on their farewell tours. But like Sabbath,
Yeah, exactly.
that just makes it special.
Yeah. Number 2, I have Nay Oblivious Scars, Black Crown Initiate, and Starkill. This tour was just crazy. It was awesome. And when it comes to the best performance musically that I've seen this year, Nay Oblivious Scars absolutely takes the cake. This band's just awesome to me. They have 2 just incredible albums. When it comes to progressive music, they just blow everybody out of the water almost. There's a lot going on in their stuff on their albums, and then live they just killed it. They nailed it, everything vocally. The violins that they have going on, guitar work is just so awesome to watch. Their production was flawless. I mean, this band just killed it that night. I mean, I was completely sucked in by their performance, by how great it was. Black Crown Initiate was great to see as well, for the first time. Hearing some of their newer stuff and, hearing a lot of their older stuff too was great. But, they just comparing them to Nay Oblivious Scars is like, they just weren't as good, but they were still really good. And then seeing Starkill actually perform for the first time. When we saw them the first time with like Creator and Arch Enemy a long time ago, like they unfortunately had a lot of sound problems, and they got to play like 2 songs or some shit. And then so they were playing some of the newer stuff here, and they were a lot better. They were very entertaining to watch. So that was a great tour to see.
My number 2, I have Ailstorm, Necrogoblikon, Aether Realm. Now that's probably going to possibly even piss some people off that I have that above Black Sabbath. But it's more so because Black Sabbath is, again, you're there to see Sabbath, and it's also you're there to almost, especially if you're where we were at, we were on the lawn at that point, you're there to just experience it. You know what I mean? Whereas this is like, and I'm more partial to club shows anyway, where it's like, in the small venue and stuff like that. And in terms of like, I would agree with Todd. I maybe wouldn't go, let's say it's the most fun show that I've been to, because I mean, my number 1 was probably one of the most fun times I've had at a show ever. But this show was incredibly fun. Like they just played. I mean, Ailstorm played like anything you'd want to hear, and it sounds like, I mean, there's not like any trickery. I mean, they play everything basically, exactly how it sounds on the album. And then Necrogoblikon is, I feel like I've been using this word a lot. It's an interesting band, very interesting. I like the Goblin. He was cool, just kind of running around and just kind of stage diving and shit like that. And Aether Realm was pretty cool too. It's just like, in terms of like energy, it's probably the second most energetic and the second most fun show that I've been to all year. So I'm not going to ramble because Tyler already went on a good bit about this show. So
we have the same number 1.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do.
All right. Number 1 for both of us is Lamb of God, Anthrax, Death Heaven, Power Trip. This was like the second show we went to this year.
It was like the second week of January.
Yeah, I mean, this was very early in the year, but it kind of set the bar, in my opinion. I mean, this is a massive tour when you think about it. Lamb of God and Anthrax together. And then you throw in Death Heaven, which they're getting very, very popular. And then, a very relatively small...
Up and coming
with Power Trip. Power Trip was awesome. I mean, that band kicked ass. Just very energetic, aggressive, full of riffs. They were great. Death Heaven was good, but they were out of place, to be honest with you. And it's just who they are. I mean, you have 3 thrash-like bands, and then you have Death Heaven, which they're like, black metal, post-metal weirdness. I don't know. I like Death Heaven, but you know, a lot of people just kind of stood around and went, well, like, what the fuck, you know?
Which I mean is kind of understandable. It kind of like it had like that energy that Power Trip kind of started off with, and it's not their fault. I mean, again, like you said, it's just their kind of music, but then it's like it kind of stalled a little bit there. It's like, what's happening?
Yeah,
but I mean, yeah, they're maybe not necessarily my kind of music. I mean, if I check them out, I'd maybe get into them. But like, yeah, I get that. I mean, I kind of felt the same way. I'm like, this is cool, but it's like not what I came here to see.
Yeah, and it's yeah. At the same time, it's cool that they're opening up to an audience that otherwise probably wouldn't check them out. You know, you have to give them that. They were good, but just look weird. But Anthrax and Lamb of God just completely destroyed, especially Lamb of God. Out of the, I don't know how many times I've seen Lamb of God now, this was by far the best time I think I've seen them play. It was great.
In my opinion, these are probably the two best bands to see live.
Yeah,
and it's
great.
And again, it's one right after another. It's just like, holy shit! It's been a long time since I've gotten knocked around a good bit in the crowd, and that's what happened with Lamb of God. That was rather cool. So
yeah, and like the whole floor area turned into a mosh pit during Lamb of God.
And it was, like I said, we were getting like all pushed back. It was pretty cool. That was my first time seeing Lamb of God, so it was a nice introduction to seeing them live. Was to just kind of get, you know, to be stumbling the whole time, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. And we were in the back too.
We were like in the back of the standing area.
Just crazy.
It's been a long time since I've seen like a show floor get that lively during a band. And that was cool. That was really cool.
Yeah, and it's just Lamb of God. I mean, they have like one of the most visceral sounds and music. I mean, just some of their riffs just hit so hard, and then live they just kill it. Randy Blythe sounded phenomenal. He's a great frontman.
Talking about show boners and stuff like that.
I mean, he's so entertaining to listen to and to watch. And then, I mean, Anthrax was great. They just unfortunately didn't play as long as I wished they would.
I think I'm not sure if it's probably on par with when we saw them at Mayhem is what I would call this show. Maybe a little bit better than Mayhem because I mean they did get to play for a little bit longer, but like definitely not the best time that we've seen Anthrax, which is still a toss up between the first time and the second time we've seen them. I'm still not sure which one is.
The first time was just special. The second time they played Among the Living in its entirety. That's pretty crazy.
And there was playing TNT, which was like what? But yeah, it's just like I said. I feel like this was the most fun I've had at a show, which is like it's a good show because I'm not like the one to usually be okay with like all that, you know, what the heck, I'm getting knocked around all the time.
Yeah,
you know?
me too. I'd like to.
But like it was just but you could just feel the energy radiating off of it, so it just made it fun. It's like, oh yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, and the crowd just going nuts and singing along and everything. It was great. What a show! Anthrax is doing another massive tour next year.
Oh, fuck right.
With Killswitch Engage.
Right, I forgot you showed me that. Oh.
So yeah, those are our favorite shows / tours. I mean, I went to a few other ones but I just don't feel like they were worthy to put on here at all. So that's it. Let us know what yours were. See you guys later.